Hello, my name is LaToya Woods and I'm a lifelong resident of the city of Milwaukee. I currently reside in District 4, Senator Taylor, and District 11, Representative Drake. I'm a proud parent of 3 school-aged children. Because of my education journey, education is very important to me. I was taught at an early age, the quality of education you receive as a child will determine the quality of life you have as an adult. I've been part of a movement of parents who have been standing up for our schools on the issues of equal funding for almost 3 years now. We are parents who are out here trying to make the best of our limited quality options for school, given the achievement gap we are against in our city. Hearing how far we've come in this budget cycle is a game changer, not only for kids in Milwaukee, but in the entire state of Wisconsin. The issues we see plaguing our communities are in many ways a result of our schools being drastically underfunded. Schools, like Rocket Ship, are trying to provide higher quality options for our kids, but they are battling a much higher funding shortage. Closing the funding gap is the right thing to do for kids. I want to thank you all for listening to our stories and taking them seriously. I want to thank you for taking them into account in your decision-making process. You took the time to really hear us and just not let our voices go by the wayside. This shows the true power of parent voices when we come together. Thank you for not putting politics first and instead looking out for our children and ensuring the programs that are helping them to become productive members of society are receiving the equal funding they deserve to change the future for our kids and make sure they're not just the statistics. Thank you for understanding me as a parent and that these are the desires and wishes and dreams that I have for my children. Thank you for being champions of us and believing that we know what's best for our children. You are creating opportunities for our children to live out those dreams. We have a long road ahead, but this is a very great start. So I would like to thank the Education Committee, especially Speaker Voss and Senator Strobel, for being champions for us in this issue and getting us true justice for the future leaders of our communities. Thank you.
Representative Kitchens and members of the Assembly Education Committee, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. I'm Brittany Kinzer, and I'm here as the President and CEO of City Forward Collective, a nonprofit that works to secure Milwaukee's future by ensuring there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee child. I'm here together with our Executive Director, Celeste Morgan, to express City Forward Collective's strong support for Assembly Bill 305, which enacts the bipartisan agreement on K-12 school funding reached between legislative leadership and the governor. I'm also here to express our gratitude for the tireless work of leadership in both chambers, including the bill's author, Speaker Voss, Senator Majority Leader Lemieux, legislators in both chambers, and their respective staffs, who together spent untold hours working to find common ground on this critically important issue. As a founding principal and former executive director of a charter school network in Milwaukee, I know what a fiscally and educationally responsible school budget should look like. To be sure, charter and private schools have long been successfully educating our state students, doing more with less, and will continue their tireless work to provide a high-quality education to every student. But I know firsthand that far too many of our state's charter and private schools, their budgets are no longer sustainable. The funding gap has become an existential threat to their continued operation and to the opportunities these school options provide. This bill and this agreement will provide a significant funding increase for all Milwaukee students and their families here today with us, and a historic closing of the funding gap for the nearly half of Milwaukee students who are enrolled in our city's more than 100 charter schools and private schools. As you can see, we have a number of families and school leaders here today. You can raise your hand. We have a lot in our green shirts. Over here, over there, many of them have left, but for lunch. It provides vital additional resources to all schools to better serve our state's most vulnerable students with special needs to improve literacy outcomes through proven instructional methods and to address the mental health challenges faced by all students.
Each of the more than 110,000 children who access publicly funded education in Milwaukee and every one of their peers around the state are limitless in their brilliance and boundless in their potential. I know this as an educator, I know this as a former charter school authorizer, I know this as an advocate, but most importantly, I know this firsthand because I was once one of them myself. As a child, my mother made the choice to send me both to Milwaukee public schools and then to private schools. Her first concern in selecting a school for me wasn't what type of school it was whether or not I was in a school that was safe, welcoming, affirming, and one that was providing me with a rigorous, high-quality education to prepare me for college, Harvard in my case, and for life. Now, as a father to 2 school-age daughters, I'm making those same choices for my own girls. And like every parent, my wife and I have one priority as we do this: to do what's best for our children. We want, all parents want, to be able to choose the best school to unlock the brilliance and potential that we see in our children daily. And we want to know that when we do that, they're going to be in a place that has the resources they deserve to deliver the education they need to thrive. But for too long, that hasn't been true for the growing number of Milwaukee families who are selecting charter and private school options. Potential is being limited by a persistent and growing funding gap that has created opportunity gaps that sap educational potential. AB 305 and this broader bipartisan agreement on K-12 funding represents a generational opportunity. It immediately narrows these funding and opportunity gaps, and it quite literally will open new doors of educational opportunity to thousands of students and families, not just in Milwaukee, but across the state. Education is an investment in our state's most important asset, our people, and a promise to our state's future, our students. Right now, we're not equally fulfilling that promise to far too many families in Milwaukee and across the state. AB 305 represents a wise investment of state dollars in a proven approach, one that can return results to our state for generations to come. We urge you all to support AB 305 and to deliver on our collective promise to our state students and families by fairly funding the schools that educate them. Milwaukee's kids, Wisconsin's kids, can't wait. Thank you.